Today I'm going to try to apply a lesson that I learned from a subscriber, and I'm going to give you a little sneak peek into something I just absolutely got obsessed with over the weekend. Stay tuned, I'll be right back. Hi, I'm Christine, the artist behind our list of designs, and I'm happy you're here. Welcome. Hi everyone. Okay, I got my coffee, but it's almost gone because I just spent, I don't know, 15 minutes looking for the little thing that you plug in to the microphone and your phone, and then I realized I had already plugged it in. So today I'm going to use another piece of, this is going to be kind of a small one today. I'm going to use another piece of my map because I've already cut it from, I used it last Monday for last Monday's Masterboard Monday, and I want to make some cards and some little tags and journaling cards and some stuff like that. So I'm going to do this kind of small today because it's going to be kind of a two-part video. This weekend I was watching Carrie the Crafter, and he did a masterboard, and I've done this before. There's another video where I'm going to have to get a ruler to tear these. Hold on. Okay, and I just realized, well, first, the ruler that I was looking for, I can't do it that way. There's a little piece here with the glue on it that I want off of there, but I don't want to lose it because I like using that on my tags. Well, there you go. I like using this glue thing on my tags. It looks really cool to have this going down the side of a tag, I think. So I don't want to lose all of that. But I want this to kind of be flat today because I don't know what I'm going to glue on these. This is not the regular ruler that I used, but guess who made off with my ruler? Skylar's learning how to measure things, which is good. Maybe if I turn it over this way and stick it in that little notch. Okay, well, it's not going to be perfect, but I don't need perfect. There. So that'll, well, I'll cut it a little bit more, or rip it a little bit more. And I have some of these budget sheets. I've got a bunch of these because every January I say, oh, I'm going to keep track of my money and make a budget. And so I have a bunch of these empty books. That's not true. Some of them have the first page or two filled out. And that's about as far as I get. So this weekend I was watching Carrie the Crafter, and he reminded me about these masterboards with just writing. And I'm only going to do a couple of these and then I'll stop tearing in your ear. And then I had a very nice lady mention a couple of things that she clearly realized I had no idea what I was doing, which I don't. Well, okay, so let me explain this. While I talk, I'm just going to tear these and glue them onto the page and make this map or the chart thicker so that they'll be like a postcard. But I'm going to have them go in different directions with the writing. And let me get this started and I'll tell you what I did this weekend. I'll just take a few of these all at once. And I don't want them all to be the same, but to try and speed up the process here, I'll do a few at a time. I'll do some of these to fill in. Uh-oh. Okay, so while I glue, I will chat and tell you. So, once again, Carrie the Crafter. I watch him a lot, and he reminded me of these just book page masterboards. So I really wanted to do this because of the project that I want to do. And I thought it would be really cool to practice. So I had this lady, and I'm don't remember her name right now at this moment, but when I leave and come back, I will be sure to see. I want this all the way to the edge. And she noticed that I was struggling with a few things and made some really nice comments and saved me what will probably be a lot of time. So, one of the things that she was talking about was glazing, which, so I say I don't know a lot of this stuff. What I realize is that I do some of these things, but I just don't realize what it is that I'm doing because I forget, especially if I'm having a brain fog day. And sometimes I just don't connect it. You know what I mean? It's so... Glazing was one of the things that she was talking about. And I do a lot of glazing on canvas. But I've just recently... Now, I did scrapbooking years ago, but it wasn't... scrapbooking didn't involve a lot of collage and paint and stuff like that. It was mostly just paper crafts. And now I'm kind of mixing a lot of the things that I do. Getting into the whole mixed media thing. I want it to go this way. So sometimes I don't connect canvas to paper or realize while I'm working what the process is. So I was glazing and noticed that one color paint, I was making a lot of mud, which I'll get to that. One color was sitting on top of the other color, and you could clearly see the other color over the color underneath. So I was glazing and not realizing that I was glazing. And that's what I want to do today. I want to create this kind of creamy kind of book page, tone page. And then I want to play around with some creams and, funny enough, browns. And see if I can get some layers that you can see through. We'll see. I'm going to play around with that today. And then I thought it would be really cool. It was so nice of this person to help me out. And like she said, she told me about it because she wished she knew when she started. So I've said it before a lot. I like learning from other people because they've done the work and figured things out, and I can skip some of that process by listening to other people's experience and get ahead of the game. And hopefully I can do that to some other people too, pass it on. But so the second thing she was talking about is color mixing with warm colors and complementary colors, and I did start looking into that. And I thought today glazing would be great because the color thing wrecks my head. But I do want to go over what she said and try it here. Oh, I think that's 2 sheets. No, is that 2? No, that's not 2 sheets. This is a thick book. So I thought that would be cool to try out some of the things that you guys catch me doing, and so I really do want to play around with the colors, but I need to do a little research on colors because I need to understand kind of on paper how it works first. So today, glazing, and I might even try a little, and I want to do glazing with more colors. It just happened that I wanted to do this type of, do I want to put these in here? I think I'm going to put these aside for now. I really just like these book pages for now. And I'm not going to worry about being perfect now. I'm just going to rip it. But I am going to put this white, wide white space on the inside so I can cover it, and then that way it'll provide support and I don't have to do that much tearing and cutting. So the other thing I did this weekend, I'm obsessed. Who has watched Nicole Relax Cut and Glue? I think you're supposed to say it Relax Cut and Glue. I think that's required that you say it that way. I'm not sure. Yeah, let's do this. I'm going to leave a little space there. You know, I put glue everywhere and then I stick the paper down somewhere else. So I am obsessed with Nicole Relax Cut and Glue. So I started a glue book, and then I couldn't stop. Yesterday was Sunday Fun Day, Do Anything I Want Day with no regrets or you know, no guilt. I always do that on Sundays. I can do anything I want. It kind of just gives me a good day to just be creative without worrying about what am I gonna post. Sometimes I don't even take out my camera. I did take a couple of little videos. So I can't wait. Wait a minute. I've got, oh no. All right. It is too stuck to pull out, so I'm gonna make a wrinkle and then flatten it. Well, maybe it will. Okay. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'll just glue another piece on top. What was I saying? I was saying, oh, I did make a couple of little videos because Bob was out of town and he asked me what I was doing, and I was buried on the sofa in magazines and papers and my scissors, and time just went by like it was on, I don't know, time went by fast. And before you knew it, the weekend was over. It was lovely. Let me know what you guys do on the weekends. I'm curious to know. Do you like to get out of the house? Do you work? Do you stay home? Do you stay in your craft rooms all day? Yeah, so I'm very happy with the book that I made. Well, I started it. I'm nowhere close to finishing it. But I kind of started looking at the images in the magazines in a completely different way. You know, you look at these collage, channels, or, you know, like, I'm having a hard time speaking today. You look at these collage profiles on, you know, like TikTok and Instagram, and they make the coolest, most creative collages. And then I start looking for images based on what I've seen, like I want to do something similar to that. But what I realized, you know, when Nicole is creating her glue pages in her glue books, she's just finding things that are fun and sticking it down, and it doesn't even have to make sense, which I kind of like a story in mine. But it just makes you look through the magazines in a whole different way. You're not specific. Okay, so there's one collage that I would love to do. and I've seen a lot of people do these, where you take an overhead view of a highway at night and you see the trailing headlights or the tail lights and headlights coming in the other direction. And so I start looking for that, and I get so frustrated because I'm like, where are they finding these things? Because I clearly don't have those magazines with things like that in it. And then I get frustrated because I just want to do a cool collage. Well, if you're constantly trying to look to recreate something, you miss so many other things. So I took out my magazines after staying up until about 3 o'clock in the morning watching Nicole's channel. And let's see, let me find something different here. So I got up the next morning, I took out my magazines, and I started going through them, and then I thought, wait a minute, okay, so she goes in and finds cool background papers like scrapbook paper, or you can find, patterns in the magazine itself that are best used as a background. So I started doing the backgrounds first. And then everything kind of just falls into place. It's the coolest thing. I think I'm just going to go off the page here. And so I want some, I kind of want lines, but I want some torn edges too. I'm going to stop being so picky and just do it. Yeah, everything just falls into place. So like this morning, I thought, okay, before I go do my video, I want to do a little bit in my new blue book. So I had a page of limes. I should go get the book and show you. I kind of wanted to make a whole video, but I should go get the book and show you. So when I get to a stopping point, I will go get it and show you what I'm talking about. But I had some background paper, which I believe I got at Ollie's. And no, I wanted to come down here. Okay, that's better. And I couldn't find anything. And this morning I realized, oh wow, I love pretty food. And although I'm vegan, I do still love looking at nice looking food that someone's taken. It's like art to me. I think a really well laid plate. Well, how do you say that in the restaurant industry? Plated. Food that's nicely plated, I think, is beautiful. So even though I don't eat it, I can still use it in my artwork. And I realized that I didn't have any of my cooking magazines out, so I went and got them. And I found a Mexican dish with a margarita. So, oh, I need a different color. I need this page. This looks good. Ooh, look how cool this is. This has some, like a little chart on it, and then we have some, like, references here. I'm going to flip this over. So, anyway, the margarita had a lime in it, and it was absolutely perfect. So I'm really happy about that. And it's one of my favorite pages that I did yesterday. So I was thinking maybe sometimes on Thursdays, and I don't know, it depends on how obsessed I get with it. Maybe I'll just do, I like to do the follow-ups for my Masterboards, but I'm not always like, hold on and I'll show you. I don't always know exactly what I'm going to do with the Masterboards. The Masterboard Monday is something I started before really getting going on YouTube. Okay, so here's the thing about Masterboard Mondays. Is this the one I did last week? I think this is the one I did last week, the greens. This was the one that turned into a disaster, and I woke back up the next day and decided to finish it, and I still don't know what to do with it. I might just cut them into tags and do some pretty little tags. But Masterboard Monday I started a while back because sometimes I'd come in here and just not know what to do at all. And I discovered a long time ago that if I just take out a piece of paper and start painting or gluing or anything, just doing something, that usually one thing leads to another and I'm off to the races. Yeah, then before I know it, I've spent the whole day and I've actually accomplished something, when if I would have sat around and just moped about, I don't know what to do, I would have never gotten started. And I've had so many days like that where like I really want to go in there and create something, but I just can't think of anything. I just don't know what to do. So usually when I just do something, I end up very happy that I just got up and came in here. So that's why I do Masterboard Monday. Monday is just a good time to come in here and get something started. But as I just showed you, that doesn't always mean that I'm going to finish it right away. But the cool thing is that when I do have to run in here and do something real quick for something, then I have really nice backgrounds ready to go. And one of these days soon, I'm going to show you how I masterboard my masterboard. So sometimes if I can't figure out how to finish something, and I've already cut them apart, well, sometimes I don't even cut them apart. Sometimes if they're already cut apart, like the ones I just showed you, I will take them, glue them back together. No, I don't like that. I don't like that either. Okay, I'm going to just glue this on the corner here and stick something else. I don't like putting the same things next to each other. I don't want all these lines going in the same direction like that, so I'm going to just add this here and then put a little strip of something there. So I take the masterboards and I'll lay them out together, and sometimes I'll alternate, like I alternate different masterboards. So if I have some that'll go together, and I'll lay, I don't know, as many as I feel like doing together upside down, and then tape them back together, and then I masterboard over them. And it sometimes makes it really, I don't know how to explain it, but it's really cool. That's better. So one day soon we'll masterboard the masterboard. And I was thinking, yeah, depending on how obsessed and how long, I might get tired of all the cutting. But honestly, that's another way to get moving when you don't really know what you're doing. Just take the scissors and some magazines out and just start cutting. And then the vibe just happens. So I really want to thank that lady who helped me. A few of you guys have helped me out. I don't get mad. I really appreciate it. And for those of you who really know what you're doing and you're still watching me, I really do hope, I'm not kidding when I say this, I hope I give you a good laugh every now and then. Bless her heart. Yeah. Because, like I said, sometimes I do know what I'm doing and I just don't connect it, but I'd say a lot of times I just don't know what I'm doing. And I like to just jump in. This is okay since it's a different type of paper. So I don't do a lot of reading and researching and you know, in the beginning. I just go for it and play with things and try new things. And yeah, I know what happens when you mix paint and Sometimes I'll use gloss or the matte Mod Podge. And then I hear people talking about glazing, and I didn't put the two and two together. I know glazing on a canvas when I'm trying to make everything come together, but I don't ever think that I called it that. So now, forever, for the rest of my life, I will connect what I'm doing with what it is, glazing. So let me let this dry. I'm going to go get my book so I can show you a little, I'm going to show you a little flip through, but then I'm going to not show you until the book is finished, unless I work in it on camera. But I also want to get this lady's name and put her comment on the screen because I so much appreciate her input. Okay, so her name was Danielle. Danielle, I want to let you know that you have encouraged me to master these colors, and I'll come back with a video. And the glazing thing, to make that connection was that's so great. So thank you very much. And just so you know, I don't not remember names like that just because I don't care. I have extremely bad brain fog, which is why you hear me get tongue-tied a lot, and I literally have to be looking at names to remember, not because I don't care. Okay, so I have this book. It's just a hardcover notebook with with ruled paper. I didn't want to show you that. That was my page. Okay, so the first thing that I put in here was one of my favorite artists, and I am part of his T-shirt of the month club. So I have, and that's another thing. I probably have years of T-shirts in there from him. I don't think I've missed any, but this is his thank you card. That's him and his wife. 1000. If you love artwork like this and somebody who's extremely talented, and I've kind of watched him grow from almost the beginning, check out his channel. 1000. And then, so this is what I was talking about, the magazine page sometimes is a great background. So it doesn't really have anything to do with drinks, but you know, I love dragon fruit. It's pink. It matched this page, matched the drink here. So like Nicole says on Relax Cut and Glue, it doesn't have to make sense. Another thing she does, and I'm trying to do this more, which is why there's two different pages, but I just cannot open up a book and have two pages that are completely different and unrelated. So some of these pages will be 2-page spreads, and some of them will be something like this where it's slightly different, but it still kind of goes together. I did all this yesterday. So this one, oh no, here it is. Okay, so this is the one that I was telling you about. I did not know what to do with this, and I had already started this, which I don't mind because it kind of looks like one of those little tiles that you see at a Mexican restaurant. And I don't eat stuff like that, but I thought that was kind of cool. My family sure would, and they would probably be saying this too, and I would be saying no. I might say yes to the margarita. So I don't know. Does that make me a hypocrite? I won't eat Fritos, but I'll definitely have a margarita every now. I don't drink much, but every now and then, on occasion, trying to play around with mocktails the last couple of years. So this is another magazine page that I love. My granny used to have these in the front of her house, pink azaleas. She had a little bit lighter ones and then some of these darker ones, but I like that. And then I don't think I did anything. So I just took some of the pages out in this book to make room. I think there's one in here. Is there? No. No, I need to do some more in the middle. This one I struggled with last night too. So this was a jelly print. And so I just cut that out, and then I found this door, which I think this came out of a collage soup book, and she was in my people container. And first I did this, and then I found her with the yellow shirt, and I thought, perfect. So it needs a little something else, and I'll come back. That's another thing I love about the way Nicole does things, is that she'll go through and put some things that she loves in there, and then turn the page and work on something else until she can get back to it and find something else until it feels finished. So this one also needs a little something, but I had cut this, and this is the same teacup that you see in the collage that I did with Skylar with the shark swimming around in the tea, but I found another one and I love it. So I found that, and then that was on something else, and then I just happened to find these ladies, and I think it came together pretty well. So there's the side note for today. So I will get back to the whole glue book thing another day, and if you'd like me to work on some on camera, let me know in the comments. I was surprised at how obsessed I am just sitting there watching. I turned it on at night after I got into bed, and I had come across her page a couple times, but I was busy, so I wasn't really paying that close attention, and I thought, okay, I can't watch that right now, but I got in bed last night and came across her channel again, and man, I was up until, I don't know, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm surprised at how obsessed I am. I just watched her for hours cutting things, and of course I speed my YouTube up. It drives Bob crazy. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is play around with my matte gel, and I want to find some browns and cream. There's that buttermilk. This is golden brown. I want a sienna. Oh, burnt sienna right here. Okay, I'm going to start with these. And what I'm going to do is take out, I don't have a container, but I have the lid. Okay, I'm going to put a little matte gel medium in there. That might be a lot, but that's okay. Put that away. By the way, I'm trying to come up with alternate lighting plans. I'd like to move my art room around a little bit and put my workspace in front of the window. Although I'm facing west, I'm not 100% sure that that's really going to help. We'll see. Okay. I'm going to start with the burnt sienna first. Now my hope is that, yes, because I want to see the writing underneath. How cool is that? But I think I want to do a little bit of sponge. Let me do a little of this. I know I'm just being messy here. I should set this up a little bit differently, but I'm not gonna. Let's get a little more of that. Funny, because today I actually am trying to make brown, although I do want to take some of this off and make it real kind of grungy. Well, that's annoying. There. I think I'll just leave that napkin. That kind of makes it cool. And just put it down and take it up. Let's get a little bit for you. Oh. Let me see. What, a little alcohol? It's not going to do anything. I was hoping it would make some cells, but maybe you guys can tell me why it doesn't. Sometimes I put it on there and it does, and sometimes it doesn't. So those little wrinkles actually are working out nicely. This is going to be real simple, quick board today. Almost done here. And I think these will make really cool vintage cards. Let's mix a little bit of that in. And I definitely did not put enough. I'm mixing as I go. I want to bring a little bit more of that off of there. Well, do I? Yeah, I kind of do. Oh, that's cool. See, you just never know. Spray it with a little water. Yeah. Well, that's darker when it gets wet. Okay, so I'm going to keep this side a little bit lighter because we want variety here when I'm making my cards. Although I do want a little bit of color around those wrinkled edges. I put way too much on the plate. I'm used to working in really giant Masterboards. Let me spray a little bit. Pull a little bit more off. That's pretty grungy. I like that with a lot of the, I'm picking up mostly gel with just a little bit of color. That page is very gray where it got wet. I'm thinking it might dry out a little bit lighter, but I'm kind of liking it. Let's see what the whole thing looks like. And let me grab my other ones that I made and I'll show you what they ended up looking like. Okay, so here are ones that I did, and they have color on them, so they're a little bit different. They have some, and of course I usually leave the strings on these until I know what I'm doing, because sometimes I like to just kind of wad it up and stick something on it. But if you didn't see these, this is napkin, this is tissue paper. And sometimes I like to take pieces of the dictionary and print it out larger. That's what that is. So that's one set, of course, slightly different. And then this is a little bit more like what I'm doing now, just keeping it really plain and simple. But these are bright, and I wanted something a little darker. So this side is a little darker that I'll try. I may even layer some of the lighter on the darker, we'll see, because it's not really, and I know it's going to dry stiffer, more stiff. It's going to be thicker when it dries. It's still a little bendy. So I wanted to do a little bit darker, grungier. So that's what I'm doing here. And the glazing was a great idea because you can still see all that writing, and had I not put the matte, I don't know if I have gloss. I gotta have it somewhere in here, but I like this matte medium gel. So matte gel medium, yeah, I like this because I like that matte look. But had I used regular paint with no matte gel medium, it would have just covered up all the writing. So I really like this. I will cut it up and you will see what I do with it in the end. You'll also see more of my glue book when it's done. And again, if if you like this and you want to see more of that as I create, let me know, and I don't know if I could do another series. So we've got Masterboard Monday, Tuesday tips, and then it could be a Thursday process video. So I could alternate between finishing these out and doing some glue book. And then maybe one day when I completely retire and go just into YouTube, I'll make another series and do a glue book series. But anyway, that's that for this week's Monday Masterboard. Let me know what you think. Help me out if I did something that you can help me learn from and cut corners. And I hope you guys have a crafty, creative week coming up, and I will see you tomorrow for Tuesday tips and for something on Thursday. Have a great week. Thank you for supporting. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.